evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Loas Rink. This is Hong Kong League Ice Hockey, hosted by the Hong Kong China Ice Hockey Association, powered by Powerplay Sports and Entertainment, and sponsored in part by Gatorade, Hockey Worldwide, and Plug and Fire. My name is Scotty Yang. Welcome tonight, along with my trusty camera buddy, Mr. Timmy Poon, and League Commissioner Keith Fong, as well as everyone in attendance live tonight at this beautiful shopping center of Lohas. And tonight we have two games for you: Hong Kong Panda versus Aviators, Toro Bulls versus Black Dragons. Coming up, it's the Hong Kong Panda and the Aviators as our first game. Looking at the standings, it's the Toro Bulls. I'm sorry, I just missed League Commissioner. Let's do that again. League Commissioner Keith Fong live, and he's watching. So we have at least one viewer online, and that's also referee Mr. Timmy Chui. And here is the standings. Toro Bulls, the top of the standings, 25 points, running away. They've just lost their second game of the season, and both games to the fourth-ranked Aviators, interestingly enough. And tonight we have the Aviators versus third-place Hong Kong Panda as they fight for the third place in standings. All four teams will make the playoffs, but in the playoffs, the number one seed will play the number 4 seed, and I would say most teams would want to avoid Toro Bulls in the first round. So the battle for third place is quite important for both these teams. And also for the Hong Kong Panda, they still had a slight chance of going up to first place overall if they win all their remaining games. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not very good on my math. Hong Kong Panda 3-6-0-1, 10 points in third place, one game winning streak. But they've been giving up a lot of goals, especially the last time these two teams played. The Aviators beat Hong Kong Pandas by a handsome bunch, and I believe that's one of the teams, the games that made history. We'll revisit that later on in the show. As far as who's the best players on ice right now, Whitney Olsen playing for the Hong Kong Panda. He's a forward, he's a defense. He can't seem to make up his mind. 10 games, 19 points, 19 assists, 38 points. That's 3.8 points per game. If you put him in the NHL, he would be like, he'd make like 20 million per year. Probably more than that. So, yeah, more than a Pedersen for sure. And Joby went Hong Kong Panda, number 5, 10 games, 15 goals, 14 assists for 29 points. Aviators, Jesse Lucier, the top player there, 8 games, 10 and 16 for 26 points in total. And that's the individual stats for you. And there are also roster changes tonight, in particular for the Hong Kong Panda. They have been running into serious injury issues lately, and their team has come dangerously short-handed tonight. And with just 8 players dressed, the league allowed a call-up in number 8, Isaac Yip. He's a call-up from the lower leagues. And for Ryan He, he signed a professional tryout contract with the Toro Bulls last week, and this week he is trying out for the Hong Kong Panda. He wears number 78, and the game is underway with Hong Kong Panda in their traditional red. Very lucky color for the Chinese culture, as Chinese New Year, or in some places they call it the Lunar New Year, is coming up very soon. So we'll see if the lucky red can bring puck luck to the Hong Kong Panda. As we've seen many times in this league, that the hockey gods, or puck luck, whatever you want to call it, do play a major role in deciding who wins and who gets losses. Goalies for both teams. For the Hong Kong Panda, number 20 Moses Fung, their trusty starting goalie, and for the Aviators, it's veteran King Ho. King Ho wears jersey number 60. Not sure where 60 comes from. Maybe when we have time, we'll interview him about the jersey choice, as the jersey numbers a lot of players select with a very specific reason. My trusty cameraman Timmy Poon wears number 8. Do I remember correctly? 7. Is there a particular reason for 7? He's always worn 7, but he doesn't know why. All right. I wear a 75. It's just that I was born in the year 75. I mean 1975 versus 1875. I'm old, but not that old yet. Oh, that's a goal by the Aviators. Early goal. Number 21, Leon Ruel with the goal. As I was busy chatting off with Timmy, we have a goal from the Aviators. Aviators, Francis Lam from the back. He got checked. He sent the puck away with Francis Lam instead of Brian Knowles. That's a goal. Goes past Moses Fung. A rare early goal given up by Moses. Usually very solid, but I guess the traffic right in front of him gave him a lot of distraction. And it's amazing what wonders long breaks between within a season can do the team for the Aviators. I'd say ever since the New Year or the Christmas break, they've been looking totally different from the team we've known from before. 1-0 Aviators, leading the game early, as somebody has smelly hockey gear. That stench just flew right by us. No idea who it was. Certainly someone from the first line. And sure enough, we were chatting about something else. They score again. Terribly sorry. Completely my fault. Right out the face-off. A couple passes and just went in like that. From a reverse angle, a long shot through traffic. 2 shots through traffic. Consecutively beating Moses Fung 2 times. Rare. Very rare. I wouldn't say it's a shaky start for Moses, but not a good start for the Hong Kong Panda for sure. Looking at the Aviators, for sure, number 42, Bellucci is here, the heart and soul of the team. 24, Jesse Lucier, the top scorer for the team, playing up front as a forward today. And he works so well with Bellucci when Bellucci pinches in. Lucier is always there to cover him. And when Lucier is up, Ruel is out there. It's back there to man the defensive line. And here comes Whitney Olsen with a shot and saved by goalie Mr. King. Really short bench for the Hong Kong Panda. So the strategy would be just to do whatever you can early on in the game before your stamina kind of runs out. And if you can get a good lead early on in the game, you can play a little more conservatively towards the end or the final stretch. You can play while conserving some energy, but right now it's the other way around. Certainly not what the Pandas planned for before the game. And here is 78, the tryout, number 78, Ryan He, spelled H-E. doesn't read he. Instead, it's huh. Huh. There you go. Gets it to number 9, Joe Cheng. Really short bench today for the Hong Kong Panda. Playing in D, it's Joe Cheng, number 8. No, it's 58, Hurton Cheng. Instead, 15, Carl Monk, and number 9, Joe Cheng up front, along with Ryan He. 78, sharp ankle shot by Joe Cheng, and was deflected out of bounds for a face-off in the Aviator zone. 15:02 remaining in the first period. 2-0 to score. Shots on goal, 6-2. Hong Kong Panda, Jovi Watt playing wing, as well as number 17, Andrew Lee, with Whitney Olsen playing center. In the back, it's number 4, Tom Allen, and number 14, Tim Hengley. Surely they're missing a lot of players. Yam Yi, Winston Kwok, Warren Lai. And they scored. There's reading there. Line up. Somebody decided to score. That's Whitney Olsen to Andrew Lee to Jovi Watt. Nice patient play there right in front of the net. He was all alone and just beats King Ho with a nice move. And there's this little conversation between the scorekeepers and our league commissioner and our referee, Greg Rosell. Jovi Watt, here he is again, making the transition from youth leagues to the senior circuit under the wings of Whitney Olsen, the captain and co-GM. Here comes Lucier to the Lucci. Stolen by Jovi Watt. Watt to Andrew Lee. Lee to Watt. Watt with a shot wide. Rebound to the side of the net. Aviators pucked it up. Plucked it out from the side and moved to the front, but couldn't get past him. Henglin sends it back down deep. Finds Olsen. Now Bellucci spins around and gets it out into the neutral zone. Henglin, tries a dangerous pass, picked off by number 53. Going to Lucier. Lucier, nice shot. Rebound, saved by Moses Fung. Here comes Yannick Wong, a long shot through traffic, safe. Tiptoe saved by Moses Fung. But battle in the corner. 53, Ari Leung tries to get it to Gaius Kwong, number 25. Olsen. Still Olsen. Shoots and he scores. And we have a tie game. Wow. We have a tie game. 2 quick goals from the Hong Kong Panda. Here's Olsen. Looking, and decides to shoot. Goalie Kingo's been with him all the time, but look at all that time Olsen has. He just has to make sure he finds the right space, and he just put it 5-hole. And we give an elite player like Whitney Olsen with all that time, he's just able to pick and shoot wherever he wants. And all of a sudden the game is tied. Although the Aviators had such a wonderful start to the game, leading the game by 2. But they're still leading in terms of shots on goals. Here's Leo Ruel, number 21, going in from the right wing. Centering pass, shoots by Gaius Kwong, deflected off a knee. And Moses Fung was quick to poke the puck away from danger. Ruel. Yannick Wong to Brian Knowles. Knowles spins around. Yannick Wong picks it. Goes past the blue line, shoots, blocked. And now a quick change by the Aviators. Here is Jesse Lucier on the left side to Francis Lam. Tips it right in front of the net goal. He steered it to the back of the net. Lucier with the puck battle on the boards into the corners. Now being pushed on into the corner by Zhou Cheng. Now players exchanging shoves. No calls. Yes, there's a call by the referee. And now there are more shoves from players. And we'll see how the referees are going to handle that one. Lucier definitely not a happy camper right there as he was being checked into the boards by Zhou Cheng. That one wasn't called for, so Lucier decided to take matters in his own hands. And then Lucier was being called. And then Hurton Cheng decided to go after Lucier. But after all that, Hurton Cheng actually went into the box on his own accord. But it was directed back. No, you're not being called. He felt guilty enough. So he just went back into his own bench. So now Lucier is the only guy in the bench. In the penalty box as his team is now down a man. But they're off for a shot. Oh, nice save by the goalie. The nice cross-face pass to Jimmy Fanstone. Welcome back to the show, Jimmy Fanstone. Haven't seen him for 2 games or 2 weeks. Still remember the fantastic game when he was back. They broke records by scoring the most goals in league history by a single team. And for some reason, he's gone for 2 weeks for undisclosed reasons, and now he's back. And what a contrast between the two teams, whereas the Hong Kong Panda are missing most of the players. Don't forget they're down to just 8 players. 2 of them were emergency players, one on a tryout contract, and the other one is emergency call-up. And the emergency call-up has to be approved by league commissioner. And to maintain the integrity of the games, the league commissioner, Mr. Fung, allowed for the emergency player in, Isaac Yip. And with the Aviators, I see that they do have a pretty solid lineup, especially with Jimmy Fanstone. But some notable players missing from the games, though. Number 18, Xi Chen Yun, the hard-hitting winger on the team. I think he's not on the roster, because if he is, or if he were, we would have seen some hits and bumps by now already. Here is Bellucci coming up, no offside. Ruel picking up rebound on the right side of the offensive zone. Puck going back to Bellucci, shoots it in. That would be an icing call, or was it not? No, it's not an icing because they're down a man. And now we have Tom Allen, sorry, wrong guy. Tom Allen. Sorry, it's not the first time I made the mistake. Slip of tongue. Tom Allen. Woody Allen, no. Tim Anglin, because there's a Tim here. We had Tim Anglin. So I thought Tim Allen. No. Now with Joey Watt, fans on the shot. No, I think he hit Yannick Wong. Puck just sailed across the crease, and now there's a long shot by Joey Watt, saved by King Ho, the goalie, and we have a stoppage for face-off in the Aviator zone with 9:21 remaining in the period, and just like that, Jesse Lucier, Jesse Lucier is out of the box. The game is still tied at 2 apiece. Here's Jimmy Fanstone, dropped it for Lucier. Lucier shot, saved by Moses Fung. Tonight's game brought to you by Gatorade, the official sports drink of the HKL. If you have a game, after a game, during, before, after a game, quench your thirst with Gatorade. Gatorade, one of the fine supporters of sports around the world, but especially for ice hockey here in Hong Kong. They've been a sponsor of the sport for a long, long time. The game is still tied at 2 apiece. Shots on goals, 14-9, with the Aviators still having the advantage. Zhou Cheng with the puck. Tries to go all the way in, but being pushed to the side and behind the net. Jimmy Fanstone, a hard hit to number 15, Karl Mock. Play's getting certainly a lot chippier with a lot of sticks and dropping and text. A weak shot by Lucier, rebound, oh, nice rebound. In front of the net, nice saves by Moses Fung, and the linesmen were quick to go in to maintain order just around the crease. Look at how Moses Fung moves around from left to right, stopping the wraparound from Lucier and subsequent rebound following up afterwards. Bellucci long shot through traffic. This one clips the post. Just barely missed. Here is Whitney Olsen. Joby Watt back to Olsen. Goalie made the save, steered it aside. 8 minutes remaining in opening period. Tom Allen feeds it down deep to Olsen. Olsen turns around. Lost sight of the puck for a moment. Now he lost the puck altogether to Bellucci. Bellucci to Brian Knowles on the right side. Knowles finds Francis Lambert, was picked up by Tom Allen. Allen. Shot blocked by the Aviators. Now Francis Lam goes around and tries to go in from the right side, but only to find Tim Hengland blocking his way. So he turns around and spins it to the left side of the rink. A battle in the neutral zone. Francis Lam coming up with the puck into the zone. Long pass to Brian Knowles. This one deflected. Andrew Lee on the right, onside play. Goes down deep, centering pass to Joby Watt. Watt missed the puck as Francis Lam was there to break up play. Lucier reaches out for the puck. And he lost possession to the Hong Kong Panda. Joby Watt coming out, playing a great game with Whitney Olsen so far in this game. Olsen tries to skip past the defenders, but the puck was sent back into the neutral zone. 6:36 to go in the opening period. Good pace game so far. A little worried about the Hong Kong Panda with this short bench. They have 10 players, 10 skaters in total. So there isn't extra time for the players to recuperate their strength in the bench, whereas the Aviators, they do have 11. The man advantage. But if you count the backup goalie in Titlis Joe, number 7, the Hong Kong Panda technically have 6 on the bench. Now, if Titlis Joe could pull a Boyce Wong like last week with the Black Dragons, I think, no. With Toro Bowles, if he could pull a Boyce Wong, he could play on ice as the 11th skater for the team. But you ought to give it to Titlis Joe. He's almost always here, fully suited up as the backup goalie, just in case if the starting goalie needs substituted. Here's a breakaway chance. Shoots. I think it's a mask save by King Ho. The breakaway chance by Ryan He. Here's Jimmy Fanstone working with Jesse Lucier. A shot by Fanstone on the left and saved by Moses Fung. Let's take a look at that save by King Ho. The breakaway chance by Ryan. Dead center shot hits King Ho in the mask, I believe. Lucio with the puck, looking for someone to pass. The slot is fully crowded with blue and red shirts, but no passes. And here's a icing shot down the rink. The icing against the Aviators, as Jimmy Fanstone tried to sneak in, but the sharp referees in Tim Tui figured it out. Five minutes remaining in the first period. Exciting period. But shots on goals are all the way skewed towards the Aviators, if they're leading the scores. Shots on goals, not scores, shots on goals by 20 to 11. A 9-shot advantage. As I said last week, I'm a firm believer in stats. Stats don't lie. And there is always some truth in how the stats can allow us to project results. And that's how, let's not get into that. You know, a lot of things are based on stats these days in sports, and the byproducts around sports is, you know, it's heavily statistics based. Talking about, you know, things we shouldn't get into, a lot of kids playing this league here in the HKL, the top league of Hong Kong. It's the initiative of the Hong Kong China Ice Hockey Association to get everyone in the Hong Kong China representative team involved in the Hong Kong League, so they can make that transition to the adults game or the senior tournaments of the IIHF World Championships, because they play very differently. And we do have a lot of veteran players, a lot of expat players, very, very good players. A lot of them have junior professional hockey experiences, long-time coaches, and also very, very willing to teach and share the experiences. And all four teams, the GMs, do fit the description that I've just mentioned. And they're specifically picked by the league to be the four GMs of the team. And for each team there is a co-GM, a younger local kid, well, not kid, but younger local player, to co-chair as the GM, to co-manage the team, so they can learn a thing or two on how to manage a team, how to talk to players, how to deal with adults when adults are not happy. You know, if people are grumpy, what do you do? And when there are motivation issues or emotion issues on ice or off ice, how do you deal with it? And I think these veteran GMs, they have been doing a very good job at that, and I do think the association has made a very good decision to involve the Team Hong Kong China players. Now, it's always been called the national team program, but right now, this day and age, I don't think that's appropriate anymore, because national means nation, and Hong Kong's not really a nation. So I do get it. Some people get confused, and so I tend to use the word representative team. I wouldn't say it's a regional team, even though you call Hong Kong a special administrative region. And it's an interesting and weird little corner. I think a lot of people don't want to get into, but yeah, I mean, I'm the one doing the talking here. You know, I need some clarity. So if anybody knows what we should be called, you know, let me know. I'm glad to hear from all of you. And we're treated like a individual entity in the IIHF, in the Olympics, in the Asian Games. So, you know, yeah, I call it the representative team for now, or Team Hong Kong China. With 2 minutes left in the opening period, score still 2-2. Both teams are tied. The Aviators went off to a great start, scoring 2 early goals, but the Hong Kong Panda came back, answering 2 goals of their own, with 2 goals of their own. But for the last, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, there haven't been any more goals. A lot of shots from the Aviators, but I don't really recall really lethal chances. Here is another good save by Moses Fung, and maybe it's just the fantastic play of Moses Fung. He just makes things look so easy. Here's a shot by Joby Watt on the right side of the face-off circle. Here comes Joby Watt again from the right to the left. Watt to Olsen. Olsen with a high shot. Chest saved by the King Ho. And it forces a face-off in their own zone with 1 minute and 26 seconds remaining in the opening period. 16-23 shots on goals. You can tell the Hong Kong Panda really trying to push for some offense right here. But with play centering around Joby Watt and Whitney Olsen. For the Aviators, it looks an easy tactic to defend against, as the Hong Kong Panda had to break up their top line of Karma and Joby Watt. And not to mention the luck Hong Kong Panda had over the past month. They've been missing their top superstar player in Albert Persons for an undisclosed long-term injury, and now we have a goal by the Aviators. Francis Lam scoring again. Is that his second goal, or was it the first? Sorry, I forgot. We'll have to check the score sheets. Even our sidekick doesn't know. Coming in from the right side of the screen, here is the first shot by Lucier. Great save by Moses Fung, but the pass came so quick. Moses was stretched so far out, he was unable to recover. And Francis Lam basically had the empty net to shoot at. And now, just before the period ended, the Aviators scored a goal-ahead goal, and now they lead 3-2. And that should do it for the opening period. 3-2 to score, shots on goals, 25-16 in favor of the Aviators. We'll take a short break, and when we're back, we're period number 2 for you very soon. Welcome back to the second period, and right here it's a knee or a trip. Two players colliding at each other. I'm sure Leon Ruel didn't mean it. He is a charge. He apologized immediately, and I think the players were, well, I hope they're fine. Is right there. There you go. There's a hard hit. Yeah, the league, from my understanding by my conversation with the commissioner, this is a checking league for sure, but we're working our way in because there are youth players in here. We want to get them into full checking in a progressive way. So absolutely avoidable open ice hits, we do call them a charge. And that's for the safety of players. There's a delay penalty against the Aviators. So now the Aviators has a chance. With number 21, Leon Ruel in the box. Yannick Wong is also going into the box. Now it's a 5-3 for the Hong Kong Panda. It's going to be a minute 27 power play. 5-on-3 power play. And then once assuming nobody scores, if Leon Ruel comes out, it's going to be a 5-4 for. That's a broken stick right off the face-off. With Olsen. Worst possible thing to happen to the Aviators. They're down 5-3 now. Jesse Lucier is without a stick. So they're playing with 2.5 players right now. 57 seconds remaining in 5-3. Here is Tom Allen. Aviators ice the puck down the rink. Joby Watt, 37 seconds remaining in the 5-3. Tim Anglin circles around. Doesn't help much. Olsen. Tom Allen. Allen tries to give it to Joby Watt, deflected by Jimmy Fanstone. Puck ended up in the neutral zone, and now we have Joby Watt coming in. Flicks it over to Tim Hanglin. Hanglin to Tom Allen. Deflected. Well, goalie made the stick safe. And now they send back down the ice as well. Now Jimmy Fanstone's trying to chase after the puck. And now Leon Ruel is out. Now 5-3 is gone. It's done. Now it's down to 5-4. Only 25 seconds remaining in the penalty to Yannick Wong. Joby Watt coming up from his own zone. Goes past the blue line. Looking for Tom Allen. Couldn't quite connect the pass. And Moses Fung comes out and play the puck. Gets it out to Tim Hanglin. And the Aviators successfully killed off the both penalties. Now teams are back to 5 apiece. Joby Watt on the left side, all alone by himself, surrounded by blue shirts. Bellucci intercepts, gives it away. Speedy Gaius Kwong goes in. Backhand pass to Francis Lamb. Lamb couldn't quite handle the puck. Joby Watt tries to get it out of the zone. Now they do. Now it's a 3-on-1, but they couldn't quite get up there quick enough to Whitney Olsen. Tangled and ran into the boards by Yannick Wong, and Yannick Wong is going back into the box again. That's a quick way to and I don't know, Whitney Olsen and Yannick Wong, yeah, giving each other some Chinese New Year blessing. more like a Konghae Fat Choi and an exchange of red packets. Yes, it's a year of the horse. For those who are not familiar with the years, year of the horse is towards the end of a 12, what do you call it, the zodiac cycle. Began with the Chinese people having their own way of numbering the years. They don't go with like Arabic numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4. They have an odd system involving 2 sets of alphabet or characters. More like 12 alphabets and 10 numbers. And it's a mix and match of those two. And for a lot of the what do you call it, the peasants, like most people wouldn't know a thing about Chinese characters back in the day. So they found 12 of the animals most like farmers and most peasants would be most familiar with, and they named the years after these 12 animals. So if you take a look at the mouse, the rabbit, the cows, the horses, the pigs, everything you can see there in the farm, except for the dragon. But the dragon, it's a mythical creature, like everyone knows about it in China, and that's why we're 12. And coming in, I don't know, half a month, it's going to be the year of the horse. And because there's 12 animals or zodiac signs, you call it, my sister was born in the year of horse, so you could figure she's now 48 years old. I think that's it. She's going to be 48 years old this year, yes, in March. I'm preserving her privacy by not disclosing her full birth date, but there are only 31 days in March. So, yes. Of course, I could be lying. It doesn't have to be 48 years old. She could be 60 or 36. You know, multiples of 12. So as I was kidding around, we welcome back Yannick Wong, who's out of the box for a second time in a row. A lot of rest for sure, fresh legs, but he was instructed to go back into the bench for Ari Leung. So no goal scored in the power play by the Hong Kong Panda, so it's not a good sign. But in terms of shots on goals, they're catching up because of the consecutive power plays they had. Actually, 3 consecutive power plays. If you think about the 5-3 and then 5-4. There's a hit into the boards. No calls. Yes call. No call. Now we do. I didn't see any arms up, but now we have. The late call by the referees, I think, and Timmy Cui made the tripping call, and going in the box is again a blue shirt. That's Leon Ruel. That's going to be the 4th consecutive power play by the Hong Kong Panda. They better score, man. But I can tell, just looking at the players going back into the bench, you could see their exhaustion. You don't hear them talk. You don't hear them really cheering on for each other. It's just guys are struggling for breath, and they don't even have the strength to do anything extra. Oh, there's a shot right in front of the net by Bellucci. There's no call right there. Was there a call? No call. Right in the back. Here is Olsen. And the D from the Aviators, sending a very clear signal to the Hong Kong Panda forwards. You know, don't get near our goalie. Don't position yourself right in front of the crease. We're gonna get you out there. until the referee calls us. That was a pretty huge check from behind, right in the back. But yeah, I don't know. There has to be ways to deal with that. I mean, maybe not stand there stationarily, like do move around instead of staying there and attracting attention. I see that the best players, they circle around, they move around, they try to evade, well, to elude the defenders, so they lose track of you instead of standing right in front of the crease for a long time, and that's just invitation for trouble. Of course, I'm not saying that cross-checking the guy in front of the crease is a right thing to do, but it's a fact that it's going to happen in a game of hockey. And we have an interference call by against the Hong Kong Panda. That's Mr. Zhou Cheng, number 9, going into the box for 2 minutes. So for 16 seconds, we will have a 4-4. And it looks like after the 16 seconds, we will have an Aviator power play, 5-4, for a shortened period of time. And for the second period, 12 minutes remain. Jimmy Fanstone with a long shot, good save by Moses Stone. And you're watching the game right now live on YouTube. Thanks for watching, and while you're at it, do subscribe, because there are lots of things happening over the next few months for the Hong Kong China Ice Hockey Association. Andrew Lee with the shot wide, but bounced all the way into the neutral zone, picked up by Jimmy Fanstone, feeds it to the right to Lucia. Lucia looks, tries to get it back to Fanstone. Well, gets it instead. Sharp angle shot, saved by the goalie. Behind the net is Fanstone, back to Lucia. Yannick Wong, he's going to shoot, and it's deflected by Andrew Lee. Andrew Lee chases after it. It was Joby Watt coming behind, and Joby Watt wrong side as he received the puck. Weak shot on the goalie, King Ho. Andrew Lee sends the puck back to the other side, but they're the short-handed, I mean. But the two forwards are slow to get back to defend. Maybe tired legs, but they're swimming around. It's not really helping. And they have to score. You have tired legs in both forwards. I don't know, would it be, if it's better to make the change on the fly or just skate back, but that's what happens when you have a short bench like this, and you can't really blame them that much for the goal. And you know, it's also a power play, so, but it's a little aggressive play by the Hong Kong Panda. And now the Aviators are up by 2. Right there, Lucy out there not being watched at all, and the goalie couldn't make that save right there. Even though he had his stick extended. Offside play right there, and it's still offside by Ari Leung. Sorry, that would be Ryan Wong. Ryan Wong complained about the offside call. Ryan Wong also, I would say now a veteran player. Came up with the, I believe, the Gold Club system. One of the major hockey academies here in Hong Kong. And he's now an older player in the Team Hong Kong China representative team, or the program. Now he's taken up the role of a coach in many situations, a senior player the younger guys look up to. Karl Mok sweeps it back to Hurton Cheng, back to Karl Mok. Mok sends it to the left side, but nobody's there. The 5-on-5 play right now. All penalties have expired. Jeffrey Tai sends it down deep. Number 16. Lucia there to pick it up. Tries to get it back to Jeffrey Tai. Intercepts it. Now we have the Hong Kong Panda coming back the other way. Hong Kong Panda, number 9, Zhou Cheng, sends it to Karl Mok. Back to Zhou Cheng. Cheng looking for Hurton Cheng, but instead gets it back to Karl Mok. Mok back to Zhou Cheng. The passing is around the perimeter of the offensive zone. And you can see, although the Hong Kong Pandas do have players situated right in front of the net, they're always accompanied with a big, huge defender abusing them with all sorts of checks and hits and shoves and pushes. Hard enough to be noticed by the player, but light enough to not be noticed by the referees, and that's experience at play here. Here's Jimmy Fanson on the left side. Shot, this one's wide. Karl Mok picks it up on the left side, moves past the first defender, gets it to Zhou Cheng. Cheng moves past it first, but had difficulty controlling it. Now Francis Lam goes the other way with a breakaway chance. Francis Lam, and no goal. Aviators try to get it out. Ari Leung complaining to the referee in the bench, saying it's a cross check. I don't know when, but he says it's a cross check. Sharp angle shot, blocker saved by the goalie. Another rebound shot, also blocked. Here is Leon Ruel from behind the net. Ruel, very fast player at that, but picked up by Tom Allen. Allen moves it to Andrew Lee to Whitney Olsen. Olsen spins around, corrals the puck back to number 8, Isaac Yip. Joby Webb with a long shot. Rebound picked up a Hong Kong Panda. Backhander at the goal, but goalie made the save. Rebound picked up by the Hong Kong Pandas to Whitney Olsen. Olsen to Isaac Yip. Long shot high and wide onto the left side. It's Andrew Lee. Andrew Lee with the puck spins around. Finds two blue shirts. Pinned down and checked down on ice. Hong Kong Panda kept the puck in the zone onside, but now we have a whistle as the puck went out of bounds, out of play. 6:34 remaining in the second period. Score is 4-2. Still the score. Aviators still leading the game by 2 goals. Goals tonight came in pairs. The Aviators started the game with a pair of goals, but the Hong Kong Panda answered with a pair of their own, and then the Aviators scored 2 goals again. One near the end of the first period, and the other in the second period. Now we have Joby Webb cutting into the slot. A sandwich by 2 Aviators. Now Olsen! Goalie made the save. Good save too. As I've heard multiple nice saves from my left side, Timmy Poon included. Lucier fired a pass that looked more like a shot. Now we have Whitney Olsen coming in, centering pass, and Julie brought down. And now we have Bellucci coming the other way. Bellucci spins around. Centering pass, finds Jeffrey Tai with the shot. Goalie made a blocker save. Nice play by the Hong Kong Panda, Joe B. Watt. And our Aviators fires it down the ice. Moses Fung had to make a 6th save. Shot on goals, 37-22. Aviators back up top. Well, I mean, Aviators regained their huge lead over the Hong Kong Panda in terms of shots on goal. And there's a good save by King Hole again. When you look at the history of these two teams in the league, the last time they played, it was January the 12th, 19-8. It's a record-breaking game. That's the highest, the game with the highest goals scored by both teams combined. The highest goal one team scored in a single game. And the largest margin of a win here at Hong Kong League. And today, the teams are painting a very different picture as the teams are really neck and neck. But you do see the Hong Kong Panda are coming up short in many situations because they're just so short in their bench. They're missing numerous key players. Almost forgot, we started the conversation with Albert Kersons being sent to the LTIR, long-term injured reserve list, with an undisclosed lower body injury. And then they signed Pavel Boronov, who would have been the marquee player for the Hong Kong Panda, but he also got injured. So with their top player out for an extended period of time, there are only so many star players that they could sign. And I really do appreciate the Hong Kong Panda reaching out to me, asking me to play. But they first have to get through my agent, as I believe I'm not asking for much. I do come in at a fairly low cost of 0 AAV. But my agent, apparently he's asking 6 digits. So sorry if things don't work out for the Hong Kong Panda. But I don't know, you guys might want to try the less expensive Timmy Poon. Yeah, but Timmy Poon's agent is Timmy Chui. And I believe he's going to be asking for an exorbitant amount in terms of agent fees. Yes. But hey guys, that's a joke. You know, you have to understand it's a joke. I'm not being serious at all. So sometimes, you know, you guys have to understand when a joke's a joke. I don't want to, oh, Scotty is being so cocky, you know, he thinks he can play this. No, I understand I don't play this league. I can't play this league and I won't play this league, but, you know, I don't know. But for the Hong Kong Panda, I you know, like last week with the Toro Bulls, somebody on ice is better than nobody on ice. Like they had Boyce Wong. Boyce turned out to be a great skater. Yeah, he had a penalty shot as well. I mean, certainly he could pull a Shohei Ohtani next year at the draft, declaring, you know, I'm only playing for a team who would play me as a skater when I'm being a backup goalie. Great shot by Whitney Olsen and better save by King Ho as we are nearing the end of the second period with 1:51 remaining in the period. Goalie King Ho playing very well tonight. Almost at point blank range to save. Lucier with a 1-on-2. Coming in from the left side. Faced by Tom Allen. Cross ice pass to Ryan Knowles. Finds Jimmy Vanstone instead. Vanstone tries to out-muscle his way in. But puck was sent out by the Hong Kong Panda. Joby Watt coming in. Joby lost his footing momentarily, but David dropped it down to Whitney Olsen. Probably Olsen wasn't quite expecting that. Missed the pass. Jimmy Vanstone with a slapper and saved by Moses Fung. Moses looking sharp and energetic as he just bounced, pumped, or what do you call it? Points? Springs. Sorry, that's the word. Springs back up immediately from his butterfly position. Kids, stay in school. Learn English and Chinese. That's a shot by Jimmy Vanstone. Tries to push Joby Watt into his own bench. And now we have an offside call by linesman Mr. Alex Wong. With 32.3 seconds remaining in the second period of the Aviators against the Hong Kong Panda. Yeah, these teams are battling for third place. And the Aviators, seemingly a completely new team after the Christmas break. And with the Chinese New Year break coming up mid-February. Who knows what changes would happen to these teams. Oh, that's almost a goal by the Hong Kong Panda. But now Lucier with a breakaway. Saved by Moses Fung. Rebound. Great play by Lucier as he decided not to add more wax to the goal, to the puck, as Moses Fung already had the puck underneath the pads. But still, he got shoved on his way out of the crease. 0.4 seconds remaining, and that would do it for the second period. 4-2 to score, 42-26 shots on goals. Both goalies putting on a great show. And one more for you right after this. Welcome back to the show. It's the third period of the HKL League game in the third period. And of course, you guys can't see anything because I forgot to press that button. to blow the Gatorade ad down. Sorry about that. 42-26 is the shots on goals number, as me and TV Poon and I was talking during the intermission. The pace for the games have slowed down quite significantly as both teams are showing signs of fatigue actually past the halfway mark of the second period. We talked about the Hong Kong Panda having just 8 players on their lineup, and they had to call up number 8 Isaac Yip and sign Ryan Kuh to a tryout contract just to make the 10-man roster. But on the other side, the Aviators, they're not really that rosy, or not that much better off, because they have just 11 players stretched for the game. But in terms of the level of players they have on both teams, that's a goal! Goalie King Ho made a blocker save, but the puck deflected off his blocker into the net as King Ho shakes his head in disgust as he let in the goal. I don't think it's his fault, but let's take a look at the replay. Here's a breakout, not a breakout, it was 2-on-1 shot. I think King must have been partially blocked right here, as Karl Monk made a couple of side steps to move past King Ho. To move past the defender. And the shot just fooled King Ho it completely. And now the Hong Kong Pandas are now back within 1. 4-3 to score. Yes, the Hong Kong Panda down by quite a bit in terms of shots on goals. But if the Aviators are also running out of gas, that will kind of level out the playing field a little more. And don't forget, in this league, we do have overtime. Here comes the Hong Kong Panda again. Joe B. Watt stops right after the blue line, shoots. Not a ton of power in the shot. Now, a powerful shot by Tom Allen. Shot by Tim Hanlon, deflected right in front of the net. Almost made it past King Ho. Here's another shot. Rebound picked up by Lucier. Lucier flicks it up and not out. Tom Allen kicks it back into the offensive zone. Luckily, Lucier was there. Lucier tries to go all in past 4 red shirts, all bunched up in the slots area. One times it, rebound by Brian Knoll. Nice one-timer by Jesse Lucier, and pucks now behind the net in possession by the Hong Kong Panda. Tim Hanglin. Olsen can't quite control the puck. Knowles on the other side, coming in on the right side. Drops it for Francis Lam. No, gets it over to the other side of the ring. Nobody there except Francis Lam. And now the Panda comes back from the right side. Hanglin. .605 remaining in the final period of the game. The Aviators still has a 1-goal lead. Bellucci coming in. Great play of the board body by Hurton Cheng, number 58. Bellucci was unable to get near the crease as it was steered by Hurton Cheng out back into the boards. Hanglin with the puck. Tries to go past Ari Leung, being pinned to the board instead. 15:30 remaining. Here is Olsen. Olsen tries a couple of moves. Couldn't get past Leon Ruel. Francis Lam skates into the center of the ice. Gets it to Brian Knowles. Knowles to Ruel. Aviators still have possession. Here comes the chance by the Hong Kong Panda, number 8. Isaac Yip. Burton Cheng keeps it in the zone. Picked up by Andrew Lee. Andrew gives it back to Hurton Cheng. Sends it down deep again. Chasing after the puck is Ryan Wong and Joby Watt. Ryan Wong got there first. Now Jimmy Fanstone carries it. Very fast-paced skating. Francis Lam missed the connection. Here is Joe Chang. Joe Chang, still Joe Chang. Tries to carry it all the way into the slot. 14:10 remaining in the game. And that's the final period of the game. Offside calls by the referee, by the linesman. Tom Allen with the puck, coming out from his own zone into your neutral zone. Allen to Henglet, long shot deflected. Now in front of net scramble, pushing and shoving. Players falling and no calls by neither referees. Referees, oh, was there a call? There was a call after all. My apologies. But that was not what I thought the call was for. But instead the call was on number 4, Tom Allen of the Hong Kong Panda. Just like everyone else tonight, he's showing signs of disbelief on the call. The penalty he was about to receive. Allen's gone for 2. Aviators go on power play. Five and 4 time. Aviators cannot keep it in. Karl Mock gets it to Joe Chang. Chang forces his way in. Not really, at least chased after Lucier for the puck in the offensive zone. Centering pass, almost had it, was Ari Leung. Another save by the goalie, nice save there. A minute and 23 seconds remaining in the power play. A lot of slip of tongue here. Money. Minute, money. Been thinking about money so much these days. No, not that. It's just because it's the Chinese New Year. You know, we have to, as a married person, you kind of have to, every year there's this ritual. You take your cash and you put it in little red packets. You give it away to, your colleagues around you, the unmarried kids or grown-ups around you. And then you get to ridicule those who are adults and yet to get married. You just ask them, why are you still getting my red packets at 50 years old? Right, so that's why I was talking about money, thinking about money in my head. Bellucci with a shot, good save by Moses Fong. Both saves are great. As Moses came back from that shaky start he had. .45 seconds remaining in power play. Bellucci to Fanstone, back to Bellucci with a slapper and saved by Moses. No rebounds as well, and a face-off is going to be in Panda zone again with 37 seconds remaining in the power play to Tom Allen. Tom is seated right next to our beloved league commissioner, Mr. Keith, the honorary Fung. Also my agent. If any teams would like to sign me, you've got to talk to Mr. Fung. I'll put in a good word for you for a discount on agent fees. As I repeat, I come in at a 0 AVP. Winnie Olsen almost was able to steal the puck away from Lucier. Lucier was a step faster than Olsen. And gets to the puck faster. Galucci. And that would do it for the power play. Tom Allen coming back out. Now both teams are back to 5 apiece. Lucier from the corner. Skips past 1, moves past 2, spins around, and goes. Can't get past the fourth one. And now we have number 17, Andrew Lee to Olsen. Olsen gets in! Shoots and wide, slightly. Andrew Lee with the rebound. Long shot, oh, tip in! A nice tip by Whitney Olsen. And now what? We have a tie game. 4 apiece. Or do we? Or we do? Or do we? Lost track of the score. Four tie. Nice pass. That was a nice shot, really, and Olsen was able to deflect the tip in the puck. Let's take a look at the play right here. That's a shot. That's a tip in. Nice goal. The trajectory of the puck was moving up. It looked like it might have gone out of bounds or at least hit the crossbar. But Olsen was able to tip it downwards. And fooling Kingho complete. Oh, that's a tripping call. And there's, well, Joe Cheng was saying, well, I let go. But you know, sometimes players forget. You know, when you're being assessed a penalty, they don't really get called back. I can't really think of a way unless it's about a wrong use of the rules. Like you're supposed to go into the box for cross-checking and you're being assessed a body checking call. That might change, but as far as you assess a penalty and canceling, waving it off, and I don't think it happens at all. And my understanding is for a complete reverse of decision, there has to be a totally mistaken or wrongful interpretation of the rules to get you out. And I don't think that conversation would be something that happens in the game. We probably talk about it in between periods and after the game or with the league commissioner, but I don't think those are up for discussion during the game. So, you know, if you're the team losing, or if you're the team who wants to score more goals, then, you know, just get in. Get the break and the rest you need from in the penalty box and come up fresh and score a goal too. Olsen with the puck. Fires it down the ice for an icing, but they're down a man. A minute remaining in the power play. Bellucci to Lucia. Lucia comes in, nice moves on the right side, looking for Bellucci for sure. Or maybe Fanstone. Now Bellucci. Lots of traffic right in front of the net, players stopping, pushing. I don't know. Everyone giving everybody the brotherly love and the hugs. Very loving community for sure. Oh, one-timer from Jesse Lucia, and they score. And now they're back up in front by a goal. Cross-ice pass to Bellucci, back to Lucia, and you can tell goalie Moses Fung was already off position as he was busy sliding towards his left to get to Bellucci, and he was down. I think that's a crucial mistake he made. He was beaten by the fake shot of Bellucci, and as the goalie committed into his butterfly precision, there's really not much he could do when Lucia gets the puck on the other side. So with a player like Lucia, he's not going to miss. So it's a 5-4 game right now with the Aviators leading the Hong Kong Panda by 1 goal with 8:13 remaining in the game. Curtin Chang with a shot. The Panda with a little deflection of their own by Karl Mock. But that one was a little too big of a deflection as the puck trickled into King Ho's stature. There was a shot of adrenaline for both teams, I believe. And there was a short burst of energy for the first half of the third period. And now I think they're down to the stretch where your body tells you, hey, buddy, you need to stop. I'm tired. But your brain tells you, hey, I need to focus. There's still 7.5 minutes more. We need to win, hey, keep going. This constant battle between your brain and your body going on in each of these players' minds. And this is where what people call clutch comes in. How do you focus enough feeding your body's warning messages telling you that you got to stop, and focus enough and do what you need to do on the ice to contribute to your team. And that, I think, is what separates the great players and your average players in the game. And we have about 7 minutes to see who can step it up even another notch, although being very, very fatigued and exhausted at this point. The goalies, Moses Fung looks still energetic at this point, and King Ho, you can see he's playing with confidence after stopping numerous close shots, and also against this Hong Kong Panda team. 6:21 remaining in the game. Here is Brian Knowles, but instead it is the Hong Kong Pandas picking up the puck. Tim Henglet to Joby Watt. Watt on the right side. Still a lot of juice in his legs. I'm not even sure if that's the right way to describe. Yeah, still a lot of the gas in his tank. That's a better way. Not as descriptive. Oh, shot by the Aviators up close. Goalie made a save. Another save by Moses Fung. He's playing on his head, on top of his head. And now some dangerous play by number 8, Isaac Gipp, right behind his own net. Going back and forth, not taking the puck out of the danger zone. Now they finally do. Hurton Kang to Whitney Olsen on the left side. Olsen dangles in, or drags it in. Olsen, centering pass, shoots and he scores! Jovi Watt with a one-timer, getting the puck from Whitney Olsen from behind the net. Look at that smile on Whitney Olsen's face, quickly going away due to the fatigue. You could see him smile, that big flash of smile on his face. It quickly faded as the fatigue and exhaustion kicks in. Wow, what a play that was. Sends it from behind the net. Right there. Goes to the opposite side. Scoring the game-tying goal. Wow, that's a beauty. And you can look at Jovi, how he can perform when he's paired up with some really high-end players like Whitney Olsen. You know, in the club league or in the youth leagues, I personally think Jovi is always the person who has to do everything on his own. He needs to carry the puck out. He needs to be the person who shoots. But here, he has a very specific job as a sniper, and that decreases his workload by by a lot. And all he needs to know is to look at where Whitney Olsen is, and he will have time to think about, hey, someone's going to pass me a puck. Where do I go? And he gets ready to receiving the puck instead of being the ultra star in the club league, where he's always the center of attention. Here he has players to work with, players with about the same or even better hockey skills. So for him personally, I think it's been a great experience for him. And I hope he can keep that, so when he finally makes the transition to older age groups or into the adult circuit, he can continue to pump up his fantastic numbers. When you look at Jovi Watt, he's just unreal, not counting the points he's accumulated this game. 10 games, 15 goals, 14 assists for 29 points. That's 1.5 goals per game and almost 3 points a game in the league of men. He's ranked number 5 in total point scoring. And that's on a team that's third place in standings. He's not playing for the Toro Bulls. He's not with the best offensive team in the league, and with Jovi Watt working with Whitney Olsen, that's how much magic they can produce. Of course, Albert Persons is also a factor. Persons played 7 games, 12 goals, 11 assists. He played a major role in Jovi Watt's development, but with Persons in the lineup, that frees Whitney Olsen up so he could play D as a point man to get the first pass out of their own zone. And so that's why when Persons was healthy, the Pandas was such a great team, because they have solid key pieces in every single part of the team. Not to mention the goalie. Now here's this collision near the corner. Now here's Jovi Watt again, tries to deep pass the Aviators, but Francis Lamb got the puck first. Sharp angle shot near negative angle. Andrew Lee to Olsen. Olsen to Watt. Watt passes the blue line. Let's see how he works with Olsen. Nice pass, and Olsen gets that shot off. I don't think that would happen in the club league. Jovi with the steal, long shot, blocked by the goalie, King Ho. King Ho looking a little tired now, but he still looks very, very confident. For goalies, when we have a tie game or it's a one-goal game, that tends to be when goalies are the most focused and pumped up, because that's when they know it's their time to shine. And we do apologize for the bell. Probably a false fire alarm, but if it's a real fire alarm, that would be a first. Look at these players. I don't know. What alarm? What alarm? We have a game to play. Slapper by Lucier. That one was high, and that's an offside call. Ryan Wong offside again. A minute 20 remaining in the third period. What are you kidding me? A minute 20 only? Wow, it looks like we might be going into overtime, just in case. But before that, look at the shots on goals. 60-34. Moses Funk, 60 saves. Wow. Just look at his posture, right? Look at both goalies. They're both resting on their pads. That signals these goalies are probably pretty tired by now. We might wonder, hey, it's only 34 on King Ho. Well, hey, he's like double the age of Moses Funk. Cut him some slack. Yeah, some audiences, some viewers, they say, you make fun of players. I don't make fun of any player. Oh, a goal by the Hong Kong Panda, Jovi Watt, number 61. Wow, could this one do it? What a comeback. Wow. Is Jovi coming up? Goalie was screened by his own player. 40 seconds to go. And now play is in. The Panda's own. Panda comes in. Olsen, 2-on-1. Olsen. Still Olsen. Olsen shoots. Goal. He made the huge glove save. Spits it back out. But now, another shot by Whitney Olsen. This one barely missed. Icing call. 15 seconds remaining in the game. What an exciting finish to the game. And let's take a look at that huge glove save that I would never, ever be able to do. But King, wow, look at it right there. For a minute, I thought he was pulling a Patrick Waugh and dropping the puck back in his own net. No, yeah. Yeah, and as I said, I only make fun of friends I know. I make fun of people that I think they won't mind. So, take it easy, guys. And we'll do it. 6-5 the final score. Wow, Hong Kong Panda came back and won the game. What a game. Thanks for watching, guys. We will have the next game coming up for you. That one would be the Toro Bulls, first place, up against the second place Black Dragons. We'll take a short break. We'll bring you the game right after we clean the ice. Welcome back to Loas Rink here in Turn Quan O, Hong Kong. Such a beautiful place in Hong Kong. Everything's springing back to life. The nightlife, the shopping, the tourists, everyone coming back. So if you're hearing or watching the game from overseas, Hong Kong welcomes you. And here, right here, we're in the eastern part of Hong Kong. It's a place called Turn Quan O. It's a shopping center on top of the subway station. And here we have the ice rink called the Loas Rink. Very supportive to the league. And not only do we have the Hong Kong League here, we also do have the Hong Kong Club League for the youth, the U18 folks or kids to play. We brought you the first game today. It was between the Hong Kong Panda and the Aviators. I almost screamed my lungs out. It was a heck of a game. The Hong Kong Panda came back in miraculous fashion. I wish I stayed in school a little longer because I would have had more words to describe my feelings. But it was such a great game. It was slow at times. As you could tell, both teams were kind of short benched, but the heart was there and the battle was there. And towards the end, the Hong Kong Pandas came back and won the game. And let's see, I think I've found the solution. There you go. These are the updated standings, including the games just played. Hong Kong Panda and the Aviators both played 11 games. Hong Kong Panda 13 points. They built a little quick cushion up top of the Aviators, and now they're just 4 points back. The Black Dragons for second place. And of course, that will depend on how the Black Dragons do today. And the Horribles, they lost their first game of the season, well, the first real game in regulation against the Aviators. So their 8-game winning streak was broken by the Aviators, which, you know, ironically, it's the bottom team, the last team in standings. So Horribles, the first place team, they're up by 8 points on top of the Black Dragons. And that's where the teams stand. And 3 periods of 20 minutes each. Stop clock action, and that's a first shot by Joseph Natur. Almost gets it in, or did he get it in? The net's off. Since nobody knows, I don't know. It's too far for me. Right. Oh, nice save. That's Horace Chung. Wow. Holy macaroni. Hong Hei Pat Choi. That's all I can say. Let me just do that one more time for the folks. You know, if you're learning how to play golf, you'll look at Horace Chung right there. It's the other way. Slides over right there. The net's off. Great save by Horace. The other goalie, Boyce Wong, he is in the scorekeeper's box today. He had the heroic game last week playing as a skater. Very, very well played. Here's a interference, not called by McCaskill. That's quite clear to me. But let him play early on in the game. I think that's no problem. Here comes Jordan So wow, looking very fast, very fresh today, and I think they scored. Jordan didn't play last week. A whole bunch of the Horribles did not play last week, and I think these players came back refreshed. Whatever they did last week, is going to help them tonight. As you could tell, their pace on ice, it's very, very jumpy start. Bob Ngan on the right wing right now. He also missed last week's game as the Toro Bulls were handed a brutal loss by the Aviators. The Aviators beat the Toro Bulls 9-2. Now the Toro Bulls are up by one very early on. It's about a minute on in the game. Bob Ngan, fake pass, goes back behind his goalie with the net, providing a little protection. Ngan moves out from his own net, from behind his net, goes past the first guy, goes to the left side, still with possession, cuts into the slot to Rex Koo, who also was there last week. Max Chow going back checking. The centering pass by the Black Dragons unsuccessful. The puck going back down behind the net. Latour with the puck. Block, and Rex Koo picks it up in the neutral zone. Sharp angle shot. Oh, rebound. Bounce over the shoulder of the goalie. Almost goes in. And now McCaskill with the puck. Goes to 59, Ryan Wong. So many Ryans in this league. Ryan Lee, Ryan Wong. Two Ryan Wongs, I believe. Here's a shot by Ryan Wong. This one saved by the goalie. And with a stoppage, the net's off, I believe. The net was probably not loose the first time Horace made that beautiful save. And I believe the pegs probably damaged the ice around it a little bit. Maybe a little of water might help. Usually the refs would steal the goalie's water bottle. And I don't know, maybe it's just referees don't like me enough, they keep stealing my water bottles. And apparently the referees are satisfied with what they see. 17:24 remaining in the first period. Wilcox sends it to center to McCaskill. Intercepted. Latour down deep to Ryan Wong. Ryan to Wilcox. Latour was right in front of the net, being checked by Brian Gill. Jordan So spins around, finds Eustace. Eustace, nice move, a little too far off the net. Gets it back to Jordan So, and they lost the pass. Ryan Wong with Wilcox on the right side, decided to shoot on his own. This one wide and high. Now we have Connor McDavid, Connor Quinn. I probably won't make the Quinn mistake anymore because Quinn Hughes traded away from Vancouver Canucks. Wish him all the best, but yeah, you can't blame him for what happened at Vancouver. So that's for another story. Maybe we could have our own podcast here, talking NHL or, the Hong Kong League. And this one's offside. Connor Quinn, number 9. You can tell the Toro Bulls have spent a lot of effort into accessorizing their team. They have, most of the team have matching white helmets. And a lot of players are involved in the Hong Kong China Ice Hockey representative team program. So you'd find a lot of them wearing red gloves as well as red white helmets. That's what they wear when they play on international tournaments. And we have number 89, Brendan Louis, going into the box for 2 minutes. The call drew some oohs and ahs from my trusty camera buddy, Mr. Timmy Poon. Probably not agreeing with the call. I don't know. Everything the referees call, I think, has to be correct. Here is Eustace going back to Rex Koo. Rex Koo back to Eustace. Players cycling, moving around, very active around the net. Now Bobby Yan going right in front of the net. And Koo is there. And Brian Gill also in front of the net. Look at how well they are moving. And here's a screen shot. Screened by 98, Isaac Chan. Still with possession. Jordan So with a fake shot. Tipped out into the neutral zone. Quickly back to get it. Brian Gill into the bench for a change for Connor Quinn. Quinn comes in into the slot. No shot there. And Wilcox flips it out. It's a high stick. I would touch it. There you go. And the high stick call. Losing out to the high stick call, it's better than giving out a breakaway, as Ryan Lee was right there to take the puck. And there also requires some eye-foot coordination, as the player was required to balance on one skate, kick a flipping puck out of midair to establish contact. That's not, well, that's easier said than done. I probably wouldn't be able to do it because of my age, weight, and breaking body. Breaking as in like breaking down versus breaking dance. Break dance. That's what age brings you. And it brings us to the Chinese New Year. A New Year is coming. It's the year of the horse. So in a couple of weeks, we'll be having the traditional Chinese New Year break where we won't have games. But this year, I think the break is going to be quite short. We'll still be having a game next Monday here. The Club League, Saturday night U18 League, was back in action last week. 2 days ago. And this Saturday, we will have more U18 action for you guys here, also at Lohas Rink. And here's another goal by the Toro Bulls. Puck coming out from behind the net right there. Goalie was flying into the left, and Rex Koo was just right there. So it goes back to how well the Toro Bulls were moving in the offensive zone. There's never a single player standing stationary right in front of the crease. They're always moving, always circling, always cycling, always looking for a good place for the puck to hit you. Right there, Max Chow with the shot, one times it. And look at Connor Quinn. He was moving towards the net when he realizes he needs to be covering the point position. That's when he decided to skate backwards. It's a very, very good moving team. And if they can retain possession in the zone, every single play up front would feel like a power play, and for the defending team, that's almost nightmare. Here's Rex Koo with the face-off win. Centering pass! Shot by Bob Yang with a backhand. Deflected away. And now we have Wilcox going the other way. Wilcox shoots! Blocker saved by Horace Chung, and McCaskill coming in. Rex Koo behind McCaskill. McCaskill to Nator. Nator with the puck. Goes past one. Oh, pick-tack, almost a toe. But that one was a tic-tac without the toe. It was very pretty. These three, Wilcox, Natur, and McCaskill, works wonder together. So that's why when early in the season, when they were missing a lot of these players, the team looked very different. And after, like, this is the 11th game for these teams, after 10 weeks of play, these teams are mostly gelling together very, very well. Not to mention a lot of these guys like McCaskill and Wilcox, these guys are coaches together to begin with. Last season in Hockey United Hong Kong, we have McCaskill playing on the same line with Jesse Lucier. These guys were playing on the same team over in Canada, the junior system. Two nothing score. Horribles with the lead. 12 minutes remaining in the first period. Now comes Connor Quinn. And Eustace scores with a huge, huge shot, nailing the top corner. Eric Eustace. It was Connor Quinn with the puck at first. Couldn't quite get to it. The puck was deflected by McCaskill, and Eric Eustace picked up the puck and shot it immediately. It's right there, boom! Hits top corner, and now they're leading by 3. Whoops, didn't mean to play this one so soon. Let's cut it back. So there you go. Jordan So cuts in. Black Dragons. McCaskill with the puck. Passes the blue line, couldn't quite get past Ryan Gill. Centering pass to Antonelli. Now we have Eustace. Jordan So picks it up. So cross-ice speed, and they score again. The Toro Bulls suffered a terrible loss last week, and now they're coming back to send a message to the rest of the league saying we are here to play for first place overall. Here comes a nice speed and nice patience. Wilcox with the puck the other side. What can they do now? And they sent scores one of their own. Joseph Natur. Come around. 59, Ryan Wong sees Natur on the side of the net waiting. Bangs it over. Defenders, everyone looking at the action. Nobody covering Natur. And I believe it might have been Ryan Wong's goal. Went in past the 5-hole. It seems that Horace Chung might have had a piece of it. Down by 3 goals still. Aviators. Oh, sorry, Black Dragons. Aviators, the last game. Trying to come back. In fact, they do have more shots than the Toro Bulls. So on paper, it's an even game. All the Black Dragons need is a better shot quality. Here's Sean Naven with a long shot, hit some bodies. Natur couldn't get the rebound, and Bobby Yan with it. Yan to Koo. Koo goes in, and no goal. Koo still have the shot. Long shot, hits a body. Bobby Yan, cross-ice pass. Koo, to Yan, back to Koo. Players cycling. Max Chow, who again, long shot, hits a body rebound by Jörg Christie. Puck sent down the ice. Horse turn, whoa, risky play. And that was Wilcox in front of him as well. Wilcox to McCaskill! What a beauty! What a goal! Look at that pass. Out to McCaskill. And it was a very sharp angle shot. Look at McCaskill get into position. Nobody near him, and that's a no-no. You just can't leave him open. Cannot leave him open. It wasn't a power play, so there was no excuse. Now it's a 4-2 game. They're down by just 2 goals. Black Dragons known for their tenacity. I've seen them down by a lot of goals and short bench as well, and they would almost always find a way to come back to the game. Perhaps not to win the game, sometimes they do, but they always stay competitive. And here is almost hit that stretch pass. And that's a high stick, I believe. Yes, it is. High stick called by linesman Mr. Alex Wong. 8:44 remaining in the opening period. It's going to be a great game, so don't go away. Good on call. No offside. Koo sends the puck out to Gill. Gill back to Koo. Got it bobbing in, playing the point man. Couple of shots right in front of the goalie. Bobbing in interception. Goes in, top of the slot. Goes to the right side. No space. Turns around, loses the puck to number 98. That will be Isaac Chan. Chan looking to the left side. Gave it to Navin. Uh-oh. Eustace almost gets it. Now it's a 2-on-0. Christie misses the shot. Yan to Koo. Koo back to Yan. Tries to shoot. Tangled up by 59 Ryan Wong. Sends it down the ice. Touched by Rex Koo. There'll be no icing. Koo to Eustace. Very smooth transition. And here's Max Chow again. Very good game. These Toro Bulls have a great jump in their pace this game. Wilcox coming in. Surrounded by 3 white shirts. Black Dragons, McCaskill to Wilcox. Wilcox with a shot. Goalie made a blocker save. Rebound controlled by the Black Dragons. From behind the net, spins around. It's Wilcox. Try to give it to Ryan Wong. The tour to McCaskill. Long shot hits someone or something. Looks like a back of Max Chow. I think it is. Wow, he's a man. He's a man. I would have gone down with a shot behind my back. I understand there's very little padding behind your back. Max Chow is in the bench now. Ryan Wong to Wilcox. Wilcox in the tour. So well, these players working together. Wow, another tic-tac-toe play, and goalie made the save. Woohoo! What a game. I thought this was like the third period of a playoff game, and it's such a fantastic game. Lots of shots, lots of tic-tac-toe plays, lots of highly skilled players fighting for the win here. 6 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the opening period. right there. Certainly, both goalies must have been working very hard. Nordstrom had to pull up multiple inhuman saves. Limb contorting saves. Here's a point blank shot by Eustace. Hit something, puck bounced back into the back of the behind the net. Ryan Gill battling the puck between two black shirts. Swapping hand was there to save it. And Eustace had a shot. Puck was deflected into midair. And we have a whistle. Five minutes remaining in the opening period. You would have thought the Toro Bulls were going to win this thing like in a dominant fashion, and who would have thought Black Dragons came back? They're now just down by 2. And shots on goals are pretty even. Well, they are even. 14 apiece. Back now with the puck. Dumps it all the way in with Jordan Stowe on the other side. Stowe tries to give it to Bognier. To Casper. Ryan Wong with a shot, long shot. Puck picked up by McCord. Tries to center it, but picked up by Connor Quinn. Connor Quinn tried to drag it across the defender, but was intercepted. McCord crosses the blue line. Goes deeper into the slot. Cross-ice pass to Ryan Wong. Wong to Navin. Navin with a shot, long shot, glove down by the goalie with 3:48 remaining in the opening period. Four two to score, 3:40 remaining. Eustace to Frisky. Spins around, finds Yan. Yan and True. A little give and go. Puck went out of bounds into the, what do you call it? The extrusion, the roof, the lip, the extension. Some the guys around the community calls it the lip. There's this lip surrounding the rink. It's the second floor of the shopping center extending into the aerial part of the rink. And sometimes when the puck hits those extrusions. Oh, that's almost a goal, and that is a goal at the end. That's a very nice one. Wow, wow, wow. Here's Eustace with the puck. There's the pass. Gets it to Bob Yan. Right there. The first shot didn't get in. The rebound surely did. And here's Freaky with his own. Now Yan has the puck. Puck bounced off the goalie, I believe. Or a body. Something. Now a face up in the Black Dragon zone. 5-2 to score. Shots on goal, 15 apiece. Now we're checking the benches. Toro Bulls, 6 in the bench, so 5. For the Black Dragons, also 5. 4. Just 4, yes. No 5, Wilcox out to grab something. So in terms of bodies on both teams, these teams are pretty equal. But do remember the Toro Bulls. Here's Connor Quinn! But do remember these teams, in between these teams, the Toro Bulls, I would say 60 to 70% of the team here tonight didn't play last week. I don't know where they went, what they did last week, but they were not playing another tournament somewhere else. They should be sharp and fresh. And also the psychological side of things. It was a great save, by the way, by Horace Jones. And the Toro Bulls, knowing they lost a really, really ugly game last week, I think before the game, everyone just got together and said, hey, we need to establish ourselves as the real top player here. Here's Jordan So. Brendan Lloyd, that's offside. Offside play, Brendan Lloyd to Rhett Wilcox. So Wilcox, McCaskill, and the Toro line did play very well in the top half of the period, but towards the latter part of the period, I think things kind of died down for the Black Dragons. So perhaps it's something they could figure out during the intermission. My camera buddy now, color commentator, but without a voice, it's probably line matching. We are equipped to get him another mic, but he's standing a little too far away from where I could get him the microphone. We're working on that, so as soon as we get more funding from the league, we'll work on a solution. Here's another shot. This one did not get through. 45 seconds remaining. Antonelli gets it out to number 98, Isaac Chan. 37 seconds remaining. Brian Gill. Eustace tries to get it to Koo. That's a little hook, and sure enough, it's going to be a penalty call. And McCaskill's not happy. And he's bumping against Eustace. Sure, it's going to be a friendly bump. With a reminder towards each other that the coming year is the year of the Force. The dialogue probably went like, hey, what's the year coming up next year, Chinese New Year? Was it the year of the bull? No, it's the year of the horse. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. That's probably the dialogue between those two. Yeah, it has to be. If you're just joining us now, we are playing the Toro Bulls and the Black Dragons. First period's almost finishing up. Yes, that would do it. 5-2 to score. Toro Bulls had a great start. They led 3-0 at a point, I believe. And then the Black Dragons kept coming back, and at a point it was 4-2. And the Toro Bulls scored 1 extra, and they're now leading by 3. Second period coming right after this. Coming next week, the 9th of February, week number 12 of HKL Hong Kong League action. Don't miss it. You can always come to Loha Spring to watch the games live in person. But if you're busy, you're overseas, or if you don't feel like coming out, or if you're skiing somewhere in Japan or the Alps, the internet, it's just a fingertip away. So just in case if you forget, now it's the time to subscribe and lock the channel in so you don't miss out on your favorite sons, daughters. We don't have daughters playing this league yet, right? No. The favorite sons, uncles, dads, cousins, stepsons, dads, grandfathers, great-grandfather. I don't think we have one. Roommates, partners, we're getting to that right now. Partners, yep. Just subscribe and see, stay tuned with the latest league action. We will always have our streams here on our channel, official HKCIHA. That's our channel on YouTube. And also you can visit us at our official website at www.hkciha.com. That's short for Hong Kong China Ice Hockey Association. And also if you don't like, Eustace strikes again. I think he's a waste playing as a D. I think he should try out for the NHL. He's just that good. And he's not flashy. I mean, he just does his thing. Even last week, he was the only, star player on the team. And he just continued to do everything properly, correctly. And I think he's just such a good player to have on your team. And now the score is getting away a little bit, 6-2. The Toro Bulls are leading. And Eric always talks about his family watching the games from the US of A. If you're watching, welcome. And do visit Hong Kong sometime. Great place to visit. Fantastic, fabulous looking night views at the Victoria Harbour. A lot of places to shop. The food here is amazing. If you're here, if your son doesn't take you anywhere, just hook me, give me a shout, send me a DM or something. I'll personally take you to the best local foods here in Hong Kong. And I think just the food itself, it's worth the trip to Hong Kong. I say that to every one of my friends. There's a sneaky shot by McCaskill and gloved down by the goalie. Horace stretching out a little bit. it's either showing off his flexibility, or he felt a little hurt in one of his legs. A great save by Horace Grant. Horace Grant, for those who don't know, was an NBA player, the star of the Detroit Pistons, right, and the Orlando Magic. No, that was Horace Grant. No, Horace Grant. Horace Grant. I believe he played with the Magic. And then he gets traded to the Pistons. I think so. Yeah. Or maybe we're talking about the wrong guy. You know, if you know, just let us know in the comments. We don't get a lot of comments other than hate mail. So. So, you know, bring in some positivity, some normalcy into the channel. Talk about something, you know, normal, like most sports channels might talk about. It's also very interesting to see this league going from nothing at all, and now we are into our 11th week. 6-2 is currently the score, and Bulls are looking to find their way back into the winning column and to continue their dominance in team standings overall. No teams want to tank in this league. Although the number 4 seed, the last place team will get to pick first overall next season. Oh, here comes a shot by Ryan Lee, and he scores. Nice goal. I thought nothing was going to happen, but something happened. That was a nice goal. It was a turnover. You should be the color guy, really. But the turnover, nice pass and a nice shot. Here's a better view. Nice pass from the goal line, and he just went top corner with it. Nave and almost, oh, he did. He gave the puck away to Connor Quinn. He could not score. 6-3. We saw the Black Dragons coming back once. Can they do it again? Shots on goals, 25-21. Black Dragons leading. And Horace Turns still stretching. Orlando Magic. Did he go to the Pistons? Oh, that was some other guy then. Trivia question for the younger kids. Who was the skinny looking guy? Oh, Grant Hill. That was Grant Hill. Grant Hill played for. Did someone score? I'm so sorry. We're talking about NBA when there was a shot. Nobody scored. Grant Hill was Detroit Pistons. Right. Grant Hill played for the Orlando Magic. And then later he went to where? The Lakers, you said? Lakers. I also remember a guy called Brian Hill. Rings a bell? No, Brian Hill. I think he was the head coach for the Vancouver Grizzlies. Because there's nothing happening on ice right now. We're talking about the NBA. We're both whipping our phones out to Google stuff. Brian Hill's a basketball coach. Yes, he did coach the now defunct Vancouver Grizzlies from 1997 to 1999. He then went on to be the assistant coach for Charlotte, the Hornets, and then the New Jersey Nets. He became head coach for the Orlando Magic, and he's not in the game anymore. He's retired. I think. So a lot of NBA stuff going on. My apologies, but it's all because of Brian Gill and Tom Allen and Connor Quinn. All these names and the Ryans, the Ryan Wongs and the Lees. My apologies. So score is still 6-3. Thorolbo's leading the Black Dragons. You know, guys, if you're listening and watching, I don't know, something's going wrong with the stream. The viewers are going up and down. The feed is healthy, so we're still live. Here comes the Thorolbos with a 2-on-2. Bob Yan with a smart play. He knows he couldn't get past the defender, so he spins around. Now he's whoa! Now he had a one-time chance, but someone else scored it, I think. Richter, or was it someone else? Let's take a look at the replay. It was Bob Yan with a smart play. Now the puck ends up back on his stick, slaps it at the top of the crease, and I think it hits the player waiting. It was probably Rex Koo. Hits a player waiting on the far side. Nobody's paying attention to him. And right now there's the shot. Not quite yet, not quite yet. Here's the pass. Here's the shot. No, that's not Rex Koo. That's number 19. Kenji Wu. Nice goal by Mr. Wu. 7-3. Nobody called a penalty. Here is Connor Quinn. Quinn with Bongi on his right. And now Brian Gill gets near him to support Eustace. See, guys, this is the way you play when your point man or your D gets the puck, looking and looking and looking and not making that pass. Move back with him. Give him some support so he gets someone to pass the puck to. It's not always stretch passes and rainbow passes, Hail Marys. Sometimes you do have to go back. Makes the job a little easier and less risky for your players. Pretty quiet night here around the rink as well, as people are, that's my guess anyway, people are getting ready to celebrate Chinese New Year. The Hong Kong people, usually before the Chinese New Year, it's more like your Christmas in the Western world. Guys start slacking off work. They start planning. They start taking days off, taking vacation, holidays, taking the annual leave to go on for holidays. Some people take their kids off school to go on holidays, ski trips and whatnot. And they generally, and some folks, they work extra hard at work because they need to get their work done early, so they could get out to their holidays. Because everyone knows during Chinese New Year, the Chinese world really actually stops. Nothing goes on during Chinese New Year except for essential services. You can't even get to a doctor during Chinese New Year. You just have to go to the hospital for emergency services if you have a high fever. But there are things that are open, and shout out to those guys, the convenience stores, the fast food chains, the restaurants, the yum-cha restaurants, the dim sum restaurants. Those usually remain open. They do have a surcharge, but that's nothing compared to those tips you give out in North America, folks. Normally they have a 10%, 15% upcharge. Yeah, the worst case is 20%. But yeah, but after that they get a lot of flack. They would end up on the news. Oh, tonight a quarrel appeared in a restaurant because the owners charged an upcharge of 30%. That's almost unheard of. Back to the game. Sorry, guys. Kept going off topic tonight. No, it's part of, because I do understand there are people listening and watching from other places in the world, and I think it's good to spread the news and the culture around. And sure enough, while I was yapping my way off, the Toro Balls, the Black Dragon scored. Luckily, we do have technology on our side, but unfortunately, that's not the case just now. I'm sorry. 7-4, Toro Balls in the lead. Shots on goals, 33-22. This is a weird case of the stats not speaking the whole story of the game. The Black Dragons way ahead in shots on goals, but they are way behind in terms of real goals scored. And there's another goal by the Toro Balls. Max Chow scoring. Jörg Christie with a shot, rebound picked up by Max Chow. And he just flicked the puck over and immobilized goalie and put it into the empty net. 8-4. Just when the Black Dragons scored a goal, the Toro Balls came back with one of their own, retaking the 4-goal lead, and we are nearing the midway mark of the game. Lots of goals. Eustace coming with the Jordan So on the left. So Mr. Assist gets it to Eustace. Eustace flips it, wants to get it over to William Barnier. Brian Gill chasing after the puck. Brendan Lui behind him. Gill moved past two. Decided not to go for the third one, so he turns back and gives it to Eustace instead. Great pass. Eustace moved into the slot, shoots, and saved by the goal. Anthony Wong tries to move it out. And now Connor Quinn with it. And now we have stoppage. Greg Rizzo, the referee, indicates an interference call. And the Black Dragons will have a 2-minute power play right after this. Power play for the Black Dragons. They're down by 4. McCaskill with the puck goes in and for the shot. Saved by the goalie. A nice blocker save. Wilcox to Ryan. Long shot. This one missed everything. Puck goes all the way back. Rex Koo with the shot. No goal. Bob Nyan spins around, nobody around him, so he decided to hang on to the puck a little more. Don't forget, it's a Black Dragon power play. Now Black Dragon gets possession in the offensive zone. Toro Balls gets it out. McCaskill onside play, looking for Wilcox for sure. Wilcox gets it back to McCaskill. Now looking for Wilcox. Wilcox probably getting to go, wanting to go to Nator. McCaskill almost missed it. McCaskill to Wilcox. Wilcox down low, spins around, gets it to Ryan. Long shot block, deflected into the end boards. McCaskill still with the puck. Great possession here. Wilcox centering pass to Nator, back to McCaskill, tipped out by Rex Koo. Rex out-muscled by Nator and goes in for a change. 30 seconds remaining in the power play. Wilcox moving in, deflected out of bounds, face off in the Toro Bowl zone. Nice tip. Almost at a rebound by Brandon Lloyd. John Navin. Long. Oh! Deflected. Brandon Lloyd with the deflection. Nice deflection and nice shot as well. Hanging in there for sure. Not sure if I've gotten the clip. Yes, I think I did. Yes, right there. Oh, it's probably Antonelli. It's either one of them. And here comes Connor Quinn the other side. Shoots and missed the net. 8-4. Black Dragons coming back. And you could tell the first line for the Black Dragons, McCaskill, when they had to go back into the bench during that power play, they were frustrated because they knew that was their best chance to score during the power play. But sure enough, their secondary scoring came to life and made that wonderful tip in. So really, goals don't have to always be the flashy types. The blue-collar goals, the tip-ins, deflections, the rebounds, the scrambles, they all work. At the end of the day, it's going to become a number on the stat sheet. Here's Wilcox. Oh, nice save by the goalie. Rebound to the Toro Bulls. 7:12 remaining in the second period. Jordan Sow with the puck. Long shot. Puck ended up behind the net after a period of inactivity. Both teams are starting to come back alive again as they picked up pace. Wilcox circles around. Nice give to Ryan Wong. Back to Wilcox to Ryan Wong. Nice passing. And I think Horace Chung is hurt. He looks hurt. He's down. He's down. Looking around. It looks like I am the only goalie around who could play. Oh no, Boyce Wong could play. Now Boyce is moving. He's in the scorekeeper's box. And he's getting out of the box to see if he needed to suit up for the game, as he is the backup goalie for the Toro Bulls. And Horace Chung, he was in obvious discomfort earlier this game. Now the Black Dragons, for a short moment, they were arguing about the incorrect timing to stop play because the Black Dragons have possession in the offensive zone. And that whistle, that stoppage stopped play and took away their chance to attack. But as I was talking about two nights ago on the club league, there was this instance where a player was hit by a puck. He went down, the referee had a clear sight of him and decided to let the play go on. And at the time, the referee decided the injury was not, the player was not in imminent danger. And the other team actually scored a goal. And in the end, the player was able to get off ice on his own, favoring his arm. And right now, for the Toro Bulls, I believe the referees knew there was something very wrong with the goalie, as the goalie was down. So I can see why they stopped the game, because the position goalie was in. I don't know if I could play. I don't know if there's a clip I could play you. That's it. That's what hurt him. And if you take a look at the slow-mo again, this one didn't get him, and this subsequent slip right there, it probably has something to do with the knee or the groin. And after that, let's see if I could get what happened afterwards when the referee tried to stop play. Let's hope no, I can't. So when the goalie was hurt, he was down, and he was at a weird position where his face was right in the center of the net. So if somebody shoots, the puck would probably get him in the face. And with that kind of injury, the goalie, they're probably not in a position to protect themselves. So I think, personally, that's the reason, or the rationale why the referees decided to stop play right at that moment. And you know, kudos to the Black Dragons. I think nobody wants players to be hurt. And now what's going to happen is we will have a 10-minute break. What should I do? We'll have a 10-minute break because Horace Grant decided he could not continue, and Boyce Wong would go and suit up. So for the Toro Bulls, they will have a 10-minute period for Boyce Wong to suit up, and I do not intend to speak for 10 minutes straight. You want to talk? Let's talk about Gatorade. Yes. Thanks to Gatorade. Thanks to Gatorade, the official sports drink of the HKL, supporting ice hockey in Hong Kong for a long time, and we don't get to talk about Puck Empire often enough. Your number one source for North American hockey news. Puck Empire, go find them on x.com or Instagram. Sorry, my burp, I've been eating. They do have close to 200K followers on Instagram. They do a really good job with North American hockey news. And also, do follow Hockey Worldwide, your number one source for international hockey news. They do follow Hong Kong ice hockey, and they do also follow the Hong Kong League as well. Puck Empire and Hockey Worldwide, they are co-owners of the Hong Kong Panda team. So do check them out. And especially with the Olympics going on and the multiple world championships going on here in Hong Kong. Oh, by the way, yes, the Hong Kong China Ice Hockey Association will be hosting 3 different occasions of the World Championships here in Hong Kong. So do check them out at Hockey Worldwide. You would find them in most social media platforms. All right, in a wonderful turn of events, I thought I was going to be able to munch on my snacks for a total of 10 minutes, but the league commissioner and both teams came up with a solution. Instead of everyone sitting around getting cold for 10 minutes, we had the Hong Kong Panda goalie. Was it Stitless Joe, right? Oren? We would have an emergency goalie. I think that would be Stitless Joe. The league commissioner came in to talk about it. He was the only logical person around who could suit up. Right, he was from last game playing for the Hong Kong Panda, so he is playing in place of Boyce Wong as an emergency only. So thanks for being here, Mr. Joe, and good luck to you tonight. And he will be playing for the Torballs for now. And the score is 8-5. The Black Dragons are starting to climb back. And now Connor Quinn comes back. McCaskill playing in between the two players. Checks, gave a shoulder to 95 William Bongnier. That was a good shoulder check. Eustace, deflection by Bongnier right in front of the net. Jordan So tries to go for the rebound. And puck went all the way back into the Torballs zone. It's not a power play, but the Torballs are playing the game like a power play. It's their top line of Jordan So and Eric Eustace and Connor Quinn. Brian Gill manning the defensive position. And the Black Dragons also playing with the top line with Wilcox, Latour, and McCaskill. Great shot by Ryan Wong. It either hit the post or it either hit the mask. It was hit the post, out of bounds, it hit the post. 5:17 remaining in the second period, 39-30 the shot count. Torballs still leading by 3 goals. Long shot deflected in front of the goal. Goalie made a grab. Puck was loose. Still a huge scramble in front of the net. Everyone poking at the puck. And now I think the puck is loose, and Stitless Joe came in and became the hero of the game. That was a huge scramble in front of the goalie. There's the first attempt. The goalie had the glove save. The referees determined that he did not have complete control of the puck. So the goalie was spinned around, and by now, if the goal was scored, I would say there would be goalie interference. And now finally, the puck was out, and now Stitless Joe, the goalie, completed his mission. He made a couple of great saves for the Torballs. And Boyce Wong is in the game with no warm-ups. So if I were the Black Dragons, I'd be shooting a whole lot on Boyce Wong right now. Boyce had this wonderful game last week as a skater. Gave him a lot of praise for sure. Also, I talked about him being chubby. Boyce did come to me yesterday night during one of our local league games. He said, well, you said I was chubby, right? I said, yeah, I had to do it because otherwise people would say, you're biased. I had to say something not very good about you. And Boyce Wong gave in the first goal. You can't really blame him because he was chilling in the scorekeeper's box. He was just literally chilling, and he was not expecting to play at all. And yeah, that's the agreement they had was between Boyce and Horace. like each of us take one entire game, and sometimes they would play even without the backup goalie presenting at the rink. So hey, the Black Dragons are coming back. Now it's a 2-goal game. So they're fighting on it. So hey, guess what? Statistics speaks the truth again. They're up by 15 shots, the Black Dragons, and now they're coming back. Connor Quinn going the other way. Rangel down deep. Casco gets it. Oh, nice pass to Wilcox. Wilcox, can he go past Eustace? Top player against top player. Yo! Eustace could not hold on to him and let Wilcox get through. And now the Black Dragons are within one. I don't want to brag, but I told you so. Stats, I love stats. Okay, it's going to stats. Wilcox, he got the puck from McCaskill from the blue line. He was being pestered by Eustace all the way into the crease, pulling, stretching, anything. And Wilcox never gave up and managed to one-hand his way into a lethal position and let off the shot. 7-8. Now it's just a 1-goal game, and with about less than 3 minutes remaining in the second period. 47-30 is the shot count. Black Dragons way ahead. The stats rationale: if you shoot enough times, you beat the odds. Cross-ice pass. Rex Crew tries the one-timer as he fans on the puck. Kenji Wu defending against Brandon Lloyd, two youngsters. Helping is Bob Yan. Long stretch pass to Rex Crew. Beats the icing. Outplayed the goalie. Rex Crew still fighting for the puck. And now we have a whistle for interference. Going to the bench, Rex Crew, number 11 for the Toro Bulls. Black Dragons, power play. Ryan Lee with the pass. Oh, nice tip. And rebounded by the Black Dragons. Ryan Wong with a nice tip there. McCaskill's shoot deflected by Jordan, so out of bounds. 1:44 remaining in the power play. And 1:34 remaining in the period. And the shot count keeps piling up for the Black Dragons. Very difficult mission for Boyce Wong as he was called in entirely unexpectedly with no warm-up and against a team who's really hungry to get back into the game. McCaskill, long shot. This one's wide. Wilcox spins around, gets it down deep to Natur. Two black shirts in front of the net, struggling for fighting for precision. Behind the net, Ryan Lee. Wilcox shoots. Blocker save, rebound, and they tie the game. 8 apiece. It's a power play goal by the Black Dragons, and now the game is tied as we move into the second intermission. The first shot went wide and bounced right into Ryan Wong's stick, and all he has to do is to put it into the empty net over a sprawling Boyce Wong. Got a feel for Boyce. Not the best start he wanted. No goalie wanted to start a game like so, but it is what it is. If he's not going to play, it's going to be me. That would be even worse. McCaskill with a long shot. Still 40. Oh, goal by Ryan Lee as the Toro Bowls crumble continue. And now the Black Dragons has their first lead of the game. Wow. They were down by a whole lot at a point. I forgot how much. But that's, wow. 9-8, 35 seconds to go. And all of a sudden, the Black Dragons look like a completely different team. Everyone's jumping off their skates very, very fast. And everyone really showing that they want it. And on the Toro Bowl side, the momentum has completely, entirely changed. Ever since their goalie, Horace Chung, became injured and had to leave the rink. It almost feels like a balloon being deflated with a little pin slowly. Here comes Rex Koo with the breakaway, and he scores just before the clock expires. And now everyone on the Toro Bowl team is coming back. That's a quick turnover with Rex Koo. Nice simple shot, beats the goalie. We'll take a break. Now the score is tied 9 apiece. Will we break records? We don't know. And that's the start of the third and hopefully final period of the game. Here comes Connor Quinn, goes in, and no goal. Puck went out of bounds. Emotions, tensions getting pretty high here at this game. 9 teams, both teams combining for a total of 18 goals. Who will reach double digits first? Shots on goals, 53 to Toro Bulls, 32. It's an unreal spread. Now Wilcox coming in. Wilcox, a fair share of those 53 shots on goals. And mind you, those are on net goals. Here comes Wilcox spinning around, tries to find Antonelli. Wilcox goes in for a change. Very interesting team to watch, the Black Dragons, every single game. They find a way to come back. Shot, rebound picked up by Eustace. Eustace sprints around, shot, and the goalie made the save, clutch onto the hook, and forces a rebound in their own zone. That's an offside call, going down all the way into the end zone, and face-off is probably going to be in the backside of the neutral zone. He didn't go all the way back. Max Chow. Max Chow looking a lot like Frankie Choi. Now I'm looking at him. His size, the hair was a little different. His face still features. I don't think that went in. And remember back in the day, Frankie Choi, one of the premier local players here in Hong Kong. Now moved to the U of K. No, there's no U of K, that's just the United Kingdom. Wish him all the best out in frozen England. Still a lot of places in the world now is frozen, except Hong Kong. They're still able to get out in short sleeves this morning. A lot of crashing and burning right now towards the third period, shot by Bob Yan. Action becoming more and more intense. We're seeing a lot more chippy plays around the rink. Surely it's going to be the responsibility of the referees to keep everyone in check as we want to go back to work and school tomorrow morning. And we don't want to stay here any later than necessary. Yeah, it's already, because we already had that delay during Horace Churn's injury. And with all the goals scored, each time you score there's the stoppage. Nice play by Brian Gilt, feeds it back down deep. Players fighting for puck possession. Chris Wilcox with a stretch pass that finds Brian Gill on the other team. Gill banks it off the boards for Eustace. Eustace tries to get it to Connor Quinn, hits the linesman and Alex Wong. And now Wilcox again. Wilcox behind him, Bagnier. Wilcox one man fending up two. and ended up getting the puck stripped off him. Jordan So cuts in to the slot, up close, and nice goal by Connor Quinn. 10-9, and the Toro Bulls are back in front. Nice roofer by Connor Quinn. The puck goes to Connor Quinn. One simple move. Ekes out the goalie and puts it top corner, far side. Now the Toro Bulls are back in front. 16:38 remaining. Still lots of time. Here comes the Toro Bulls again. Bobbing in with the puck, cross ice to Jörg Christie. Jörg gives it to Koo with a shot. No, wraparound rebound on the other side. Christie, centering pass. To the side of the boards. Back to Christie behind the net. To Kenji Wu. Wu scored a pretty goal early, and now we have a 2-on-1 situation. Brandon Loy to Wong, back to Antonelli. Shoot this one over the net. Bobbing in, tries to stretch it, give it to Rex Koo. Almost beats icing, and that one was a late hit on Brandon Loy, and I don't see a penalty on that. Maybe there was no contact. I have no idea. And no one's complaining. Jordan So with the puck. Stripped off by Ryan Wong, number 59. Wong to Wilcox in the tour. The tour swings it back to Wilcox, intercepted. Ryan Wong to Wilcox, tries to feed it back to Ryan Wong, but stripped off stolen by Jordan So. So to Wong. Diving interception by McCaskill. Took down Eustace as well. No calls on that. Centering pass to Wilcox. Game's getting very intense now, if both teams are trying to get the upper hand. Spins around with a long shot, intercepted by Eustace. Eustace gives it back to Brian Gill for some time and space. Bongne sends it towards the direction of the goalie and goes in for change. Here comes Wilcox for a breakaway. Goalie made the save. Boyce Wong, very good save right there. Stack the pads. Good save again by Boyce Wong. Starting in the third period, boys have been steady and stable. Fighting for possession in the middle of the ice. Bob Yan comes up with it. Yan sends it down the ice. That would be icing for the Toro Bulls. That means no changes for him. Fairly quiet game tonight. About 15 folks in the rink watching the game. Pretty quiet here. And I don't know what's going on with YouTube, because we've been seeing viewers turning on and off. Times to have 20, 30, times to have 0. are going to be a high stick penalty on Rex 2. And Brandon Louis oh no, that's Isaac Chan, sorry, I keep getting the wrong guy. Isaac Chan, number 98, seems to be having problems controlling his temper as he kept going after guys, and I think it's a good decision for the referee to put him into the box for a couple minutes. Here's Connor Quinn. Quinn on the right side. Goes back behind the net, still controlling the puck. Now pinned into the boards by McCaskill. Bob Ngan with the puck going in, and no shot. Well, cleared off by the Black Dragons. Eustace going back in, onside play. Eustace shot, blocked, and now iced by the Black Dragons. No icing because they're down by a man. Bobby Yan coming in center. Gives it to number 9, Connor Quinn, the superstar of the team. Connor Quinn to Eustace. Eustace back to Bob Yan. Yan with a shot, and this one deflected out of bounds. Face off in the Dragon zone with 50 seconds remaining in the power play and 12:23 in the game. It's a one-goal game, 10-9. Very, very close game for sure. Connor Quinn with the puck. Circling around behind the net, going left and going right. Nowhere to pass, so he gives it back to Eustace. Eustace back to Connor Quinn. Quinn to Eustace again, into his favorite spot to shoot. This one hit Wilcox in the knee, I presume, or in the groin. Hopefully it's not a groin one. And he's still playing on ice. And a long shot deflected by the goalie, not out of bounds, and Wilcox wanted to come off the ice, but couldn't because there wasn't enough time. Long shot, goalie made the save. And Sean Navin tried to pin Connor Quinn down. Jordan So to Eustace, now that's the end of the penalty. Long shot, puck went behind the net. Jordan So back to Eustace again, same play, back to Jordan So, now they score 11-9. And Wilcox is not okay as he go back to his bench. That is now a 2-goal lead by the Toro Bulls, and they are coming back in terms of shots on goals, 40-58. If you talk about goalies, we will have some stoppage time again, as it appears there is a hole in the net on the Toro Bulls bench, the Toro Bulls net. So the referees or the linesmen are going to fix it quickly. Very interesting night. We have everything. We have a goalie injured. We had to play with an emergency goalie. We have a hole in the net. What else? We don't know. Hopefully it's not a fight, because it's just going to delay things a little more.
Face-off won by the Black Dragons. Ryan Lee going back to corral the puck. McCaskill with the puck feeds it up to Ran Wong, and that one would be an icing call, but so that would be an offside call. Sorry, my apologies. Bobbingham almost finds Max Chow. Now Max Chow gets it, but Ryan Wong has it. The tour goes back to corral the puck. Turns around, sends it up the ice to Ryan Wong. Ryan Wong beats icing, beats offside, gets to the puck, but nobody's around him. Feeds it to McCaskill, one times it wide. Brandon Louis to Ryan Lee. Lee spins around, nice pass to the tour. Across the blue line to McCaskill. The puck was skipping, bouncing, and skipped off his stick. Now Jordan So comes in. So backhand shot saved by the goalie. Jordan So moved it back to Eustace. Eustace could not get past Brandon Louis. Louis, but in neutral zone, picked off by Jordan So. Nice shot. Goalie makes the save. Rebound. Players running into each other behind the net. Eustace and McCaskill. Something's going to happen between those two. And now Antonelli with the puck. Poked away by Connor Quinn. That's marginal. Too many men non-called by the referees, and Wilcox is complaining about the non-call. Long shot by Eric Eustace. A lot of frustration building up between the two teams. Puck ended up slipping behind the net. Now Wilcox gets it. Wilcox finds Anthony Wong. Anthony Wong, my apologies. Sorry, too many. Long shot by Sean Naiman. Big rebound, but picked up by Brian Gill. Brian Gill with the puck moving in. Christie looking on the left wing, and Rex Toole in center. Jurek Christie tries to set it back, but intercepted by the Black Dragons. Behind the net, Antonelli coming back to defend this wall. 8:26 remaining in the game. 11-9 still to score. Both teams are combining for 20 goals. Antonelli. Anthony Wong. To Wilcox. Wilcox looking for McCaskill. But while he was looking, he loses the puck to Max Chow. Did a little hook under Max Chow's arms just as he was ready to shoot. And McCaskill shoved Bobby Yan into the boards. No calls. And a long shot saved by the goalie and held on for a face-off in their own zone. Looking at McCaskill, look at him. He is exhausted. But still, he has a job to do. 2 goals to go, pushing him harder and harder to stay on the ice, as he knows this line is going to be the best scoring chance his team will have. Can it do it with 7:45 remaining in the game? A lot of chatter on ice between players, between referees, as referees try to explain things to players. And oh, nice one-timer by Wilcox. McCaskill behind the net, sent it out, almost gets to Wilcox, but Ryan Lee keeps it in to the tour, to Wilcox, back to the tour. The tour tries to do it to McCaskill. Now Bogny has it. Did not get past Ryan Lee. Very good kid playing, wearing the A for alternate captain. Goes behind the net, tries to center it to number 59, Ryan Wong. Ryan Wong and Ryan Lee trying to get the puck now, and the tour has it. Ryan Wong on the far side, it's Wilcox. Wilcox, could not score. Tries to put it back to Ryan Wong, but no shot fired. 6:39 remaining in the game. Wilcox gets it out. Ryan Wong with the puck back to Wilcox, sends it to Antonelli, as the team will have to transition to their second attacking line. Here is Jordan So to Connor Quinn. It's going to be a bad timing for the Black Dragons. If I were them, I would consider a timeout. But lucky for them, the Thorbolts are on the change wall. But for them, Bob Ngan and Rex True are out, while the Black Dragons are fielding clearly as their second line, while their star players recuperate. Here's Bob Ngan. Long shot, and they scored. See, that's exactly the problem when your first line is resting in the bench. That's a long shot, partially blocked by Rex True in front of the goalie. And now they're down by 3 with 6 more minutes to go. It's looking like the Thorbolts will go back into the winning column, and the Black Dragons' hopes of catching the Thorbolts in standings are fainting away as they get this rare chance of going head-to-head against a team that is above them in standings. If you beat them, your chances of being able to clinch first place overall will increase immensely. But right now they're down by 3 goals with only 5 more minutes to go. The Black Dragons, can they do it again? With 5 more minutes to tell. Rex Pooh to Jordan So. No icing. Goalie came out and played it. The tour. Wilcox doing the thing in front of the net. Goalie had to scramble. Everyone had to scramble. But Eric Eustace came up with the puck. Eric Eustace, he looks tired. Gives it to Jordan So. Bogny in front of the net. But no pass right there. Puck goes back to Connor Quinn in the neutral zone. Spins around twice. Wilcox following him. Spinning for the 3rd time. Buying time for his own teammates to get the change done. Bob Ngan gets it back to Connor Quinn to Eustace and right out front. 4 more minutes remaining in the game. 3-goal game. McCaskill to Wilcox. Goalie made the save. Brandon Lloyd with the rebound. Rebound, he gets it, but nobody there to support him. Antonelli with it. McCaskill coming in at the point man. Long shot. Hits the wall. Ryan Lee to Anthony Wong. Anthony Wong tries to center it, loses it out to Connor Quinn. Connor gloved the puck down from midair, and he scores the 13th goal for the game. And I think personally, I think that should do it. Pretty much do it. Very clean shot. beats the goalie very, very cleanly. There's nothing between the goalie and the shooter. And now it's a 4-goal cushion with 3:15 remaining in the game. Shots on goals, you've got to believe it. 68-44 shots on goals for the Black Dragons. They are, another shot, another goal by the Toro Bulls. Have to really do it. Cody not happy, swinging his stick. Trying to break his stick in along the goalpost, but the stick was pretty well made. It's not breaking quite yet. I don't know. It's carbon fiber stick. I can't see it breaking yet. Sometimes it's the cracks and stuff. Can't see it breaking in half. But I understand the frustration for both teams. And not only the Black Dragons are frustrated, the Toro Bulls were frustrated as well. But it's just the final 10 minutes of the game. I really decided you have to give both teams credit. Both teams were down. Both teams fought hard to get back to the game. And I think for the Black Dragons, I think the frustrations are that much more than the Toro Bulls because they were really down. And here is a goal by Joseph de Tor. But I think that's a little too late. Comes the tour, simple shot to the far side, top corner. I say simple. Relatively, like for them it's simple. For me it's never. So I understand for viewers who say, it's not simple at all, you can't do it at all. I know, I understand, I can't. It's just from a commentator point of view relative to these players. The 10 to 14, 24 goals, not breaking records yet. And I don't foresee any records being broken. But it's a heck of a game tonight for sure. The record being held 19-8, Aviators beating Pandas. Teams combining for a total of 27 goals. We're now at 24 this game and there's just one more minute remaining, so I don't think records would be broken, but this is a significant game. Here comes Brendan Loy, gives it to Wilcox, not a greatest pass, but Wilcox did his best. Now he's pestered by Brian Gill, 51 seconds remaining. Antonelli and William Bong, they all smiles. Good for them. I wish every single player would be the same. It's Wilcox fending off Bobby Yan, and I think by now Wilcox knows the game's over. 30 more seconds to go, 4-goal lead. Brandon Lloyd still fighting hard. Good hit right there. Play still goes on, 15 more seconds. Jurk Frisky. Shot saved by the goalie. 8 more seconds. And here comes the Black Dragons. And that should do it. 14-10, a wild one indeed. Very wild. And that would do it for tonight's game. Just before we go, next week we do have a game, February the 9th, week 12 of Hong Kong League. And after tonight's game, before we look at the standings, we need to thank Gatorade for being so great, the official sports drink of the Hong Kong League, and quench your thirst with Gatorade. Before we go, let's take a look at the standings again. We don't have the result for this game, but with the win totals, will maintain their lead, 28 points to 28 points in first place. Second place, Black Dragons with 17 points. Hong Kong Panda will still have a chance to catch up with the Black Dragons with a couple of wins. The Aviators 8 points down in the basement of the standings. Thanks for watching, folks. See you guys next week. And on behalf of Timmy Poon, the crew of Low-Ass Rink, Powerplay Sports and Entertainment, Hong Kong China Ice Hockey Association, my name is Scotty Yang. Have a good night.